set bags and what's in them. This one's mine. This is my third iteration of this bag. It's a fly fishing fanny pack that I Franken-stitched together with a few other things so that I could have the bag that was on one, but the waistband that was on another. And I get really super specific about my set bags because it's an extension of your body, kind of like you don't have a lot of time, you're on the move, you're on the go, you're on set or on a location, and you can't always get back to where your kit is. So you need to have everything on you. And I mean, we're basically like Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts in the sense that people are like, do you have a pocket knife? Do you have deodorant? Do you have Advil? And we always feel like we have to have everything. So I try and be really prepared when I have my stuff on me and we're based somewhere else in the kits on the motorhome or who knows. But I thought I would go through everything that's in my set bag. All right, so let's have a look at this guy. It is yay big. Waist strap. This is maybe my favorite thing about my set bag, and it's super nerdy, but you guys know that about me by now. It is a hand towel safety pinned onto my bag because I don't really like the feeling of lotion and body makeup on my hands. And then if you also have to do something else quickly, it's just nice to have that there. So that's my super nerdy addition to my set bag. And this is just a black washcloth, and obviously black. You're not going to use white. That's just stupid. So I have about half a dozen of these that I always have in rotation, and I have mine on with this super wicked safety pin that I got in Japan, but I think it's kind of like a diaper pin, but that's what I would adhere it to. If I were you, I would use it like a diaper pin because you want something that's really going to stay. A lot of set bags don't have zippers, which makes me insane. And I think that came from doing location in tropical places. Like I remember being in a river one time and I think I had like some sort of an apron-y thing or like a tool belt, and I bent over to go grab something and all my stuff fell in the river. And after that, I made zippers a mandatory requirement on all my set bags. So what I love about this one is it's got oodles of pockets and it's not black inside. It's this khaki color so I can see. Just like with my purses, I can't stand a black inside because it just sucks up all the light and you can't see anything. So I'll start on the outside and I will work my way through all the different parts. And as you know by now, this is like what I live for. So if this is not your thing, sorry, it's totally my thing. Okay. I have an eyebrow spoolie that I keep face down because it constantly gets stuck on my sweaters or shirts if I have the spoolie part up. So lesson learned. Eyebrow gel, this one's TWEEZERMAN. I sort of flip back and forth, but it fits nicely in there. A nail file. Partly selfish, because I can't stand like a jagged nail, but also who doesn't always need a nail file? Somebody always needs a nail file. This little pocket has all of my individually wrapped Q-tips in it. You can see that totally nerdy Q-tip video that I did before if you want to. I'll post that little link here. But these are the individually wrapped cotton buds. You can get these at, you can get a version of these at Daiso, the Japanese dollar store, which is totally my favorite place ever. But I love having those. They don't fray. You don't get any random little cotton fibers. They're all sanitary. That's my jam right there. I have an emergency safety pin because shit happens. Someone always inevitably says, does anyone have a safety pin? And I do. I like to be prepared. So all the things that are in here live here constantly. Like this is my set bag. It's neutral state and waiting to have the day's stuff put in it. Veil Cosmetics Mattifying Balm. Stuff is amazing. Really great for just doing like a light touch up. I use my finger most of the time on some hot spots, and it doesn't mess with the makeup and it doesn't add pigment and it doesn't make things look flat. So I really like that. And I also always have the MAC blot powder, which is slightly heavier version of the balm. Like it just really mattifies things when you need it. So I like to have that handy, and it's I use sort of like the medium dark, so it can work on a variety of skin tones, which is nice. It doesn't leave a lot of pigment. Ooh, this pocket's full of all sorts of goodies. Hold on. There's a bunch of pockets in here, which is super helpful. And my poor assistants are always like, what goes where? But it makes sense to me. Okay, my center pocket has a random pair of tweezers. They're great. They're just, you know, emergency tweezers. Mini Visene. It's always good. Someone always inevitably needs an eye drop. A shiny lip balm. So if you are ever in that situation where suddenly it needs to look more glossy, you can add a little bit of gloss. This is a little tin of Portland Bee Balm. This stuff is great. It is the only really matte lip balm I've ever found. So on a guy, you don't want anything shiny or glossy, like too Vaseline-y that's gonna reflect the light. It just looks lipsticky super fast. So I like this one because it gives someone emollients without making it suddenly look like makeup. That's a super great product that I discovered a couple of years ago in a supermarket in Seattle. I'm always looking. Just a regular old sharpener, just in case. I don't like these kind because the product always gets gummed up in the blade and everything, but it's good for an emergency. This is the Duo eyelash glue. I usually have darkness in here, but I ran low and hadn't had time to replace it. So I'm just gonna use that till it's empty, and then I'll use my fantastic darkness lash glue that is seriously the best lash glue in the whole world. And I sell it on CLARKE, and I promise I will one day do a whole series of videos about the goodies you can get on CLARKE. Super cute cat mirror that I got at Daiso. Let's see. Magnifying, regular, adorable, handy. And then this is my super cute CLARKE pocket mirror that I also keep in here just in case. Next pocket. These are so cute. These are from ESUM, which is Muse backwards, I guess, but these are so cute. These are tiny little finger puffs, because I'm that person that always wants a puff between my hand and my client's face. So these are adorable. They fit nicely in there. Always have those on standby. Moving to the back of my set bag now, because it's got two awesome sections. I will move on to, oh, that's where that is. Okay, didn't clean that out right. Good to know. Body lotion. I have 3 different body lotions that I carry with me. This one is amazing from BEAUTYCOUNTER. It is yuzu scented, so it's a light scent. It's not too intense, and it gives you just enough emollients to take off ashiness, to give the skin a little life, but it's not super shiny. It's not too emollient, because sometimes, especially in studio, you don't know exactly what the light is, and if you put on a really emollient lotion, you can get really shiny skin that's super hard to take down. So I usually start with that, and then if I want something more juicy looking, the Weleda Skin Food, who has thankfully finally put this in plastic. I love the ego consciousness of it being in the metal tubes, but they always get little cracks in them in my set bag, and then they would ooze out, and it was just a disaster. So I always had to put them in a different container, which didn't work as well. I mean, this is the minutia of my life, and this is the stuff that I think about all the time. It's insane, but it all makes a difference. And then if I want something with a little shimmer, the Weleda I like to put on the palms of my hands and then just press it into high points. So shoulders, maybe just sort of like brush it down the arms, hands, clavicles, sides of the neck, places where I want there to be a lot of highlight, but maybe not all over, so that it's not too intense. And then BURT'S makes a great shimmery lotion that doesn't have big particles. It works on all different skin tones, and it just gives a nice extra kick of radiance. Obviously, if I'm doing something that's like a big glowy body look, I have a whole other system, but these are just my go-tos in my set bag for when I need something on the go. And I always know they're there. My favorite hand spray, which is the EO Lavender, smells delightful. Good size. I wish they made something refillable so I didn't have to buy these in this size. Like I wish I had a big jug. I don't think they do. Starbucks mints. Hardworking little mints. Love those. A little teeny tiny pack of tissues because I can't stand replacing tissues. It's just one of my weird idiosyncrasies, but I love these little Japanese tissues from Daiso. Tiny little, like smaller than pocket size, which is really all I need. These baby wipes are my favorite, 365 from Whole Foods. They aren't linty, they're not too soapy, they're not too wet. The water wipes are nice too, but they're kind of too wet and they're actually super duper heavy. So these are my favorite. Don't come at me with some Huggies. They always leave fluff on my fingers and then that gets on my clients' eyelashes and I'd rather not have baby wipes at all. Sorry, Huggies. I'm never gonna get a sponsorship from them. And even if I did, I couldn't stand behind it. And then lastly, I have a little bag with these super environmentally unfriendly flossers, but I mean, it takes me years to go through a packet, years, but I love to have those. And then, these Japanese straws that I get at like the 7-Eleven or the equivalent of 7-Eleven in Tokyo. I might be the only person alive who's excited for individually wrapped straws, but let me tell you why. The paper ones, the paper always rubs together and the paper starts coming undone and not sanitary. These are super sanitary. They're about this big, but wait. They expand, but wait. Oh God, did I do it in the wrong order? They expand even more, but wait. They're bendy. How awesome is that? The things I get excited about. And that is what's in my set bag. That's been another episode of Beauty Nerd on my YouTube channel. I hope you found it interesting. If not, super sorry. You gotta be a real makeup dork to appreciate some of this information. Like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.